Okay, you're a procrastinator. You have an important deadline coming up and you're probably just going to leave it to the last minute, right? You're looking for a way to break past the feeling of just wanting to binge watch another series on Netflix. That's why you clicked on this video. I've got you covered with what I believe to be the best method for you to beat procrastination once and for all. Before we see what that is, I want to share a few more bite-sized ideas with you to help get you on the right track. So, are you ready? The first is something called the Pomodoro Technique. This is a time management method created by someone called Francesco Cirillo in the 1980s. The idea involves breaking your work into intervals separated by short breaks in between, typically 25 minutes of work with a 5-minute break, or you can double that to 50 minutes of work and a 10-minute break if you want to do a longer work session. This technique teaches you how to focus and reach consistent levels of concentration. So you can begin to build like a just do attitude, starting with something and not worrying about what the end result is. My top tip for this one is to listen to some study beat videos. There's some specific Pomodoro ones on YouTube that you can find, and they have like natural sounds and just generally good study beats that you can listen to whilst you're working. The next one is positive reinforcement. It sounds quite vague, but let me explain it. Reinforcing good habits is a great way to build a positive association with any task at hand. So, for example, we declare that we're allowed to watch one episode of our favorite TV show only if we complete 10 pages of our essay. So, with this approach, we're able to create a sense of motivation and discipline. So once we get our work done, we can then enjoy something later. So this helps us to form a new habit over time. By recognizing our efforts as being valuable, we boost our desire to complete difficult tasks, and that's really important in the long term. Drop a like below if you think these first two ideas will be useful for you to beat procrastination. Before we take a look at the number one method to beat procrastination, you have to understand where this feeling comes from in the first place. So I've got a quick list here. So we've got a lack of motivation, unsure where to begin, distractions, self-doubt, poor accountability, and indecisiveness. Understanding these reasons allows us to strategize, finding ways to overcome them. The previous two ideas give us a good start, but we can do better. Let's take a look at the best way we can conquer procrastination once and for all. And that number one method is optimizing your daily routine. So by creating blocks of time in your day for study or work sessions, that is by far the best way to beat procrastination. Why is that, you might ask? Let me explain. So first, we'll find some consistency, making regular time in our day to complete specific tasks that will lead to the work feeling more natural to us. For example, if we set a time of 2 p.m., it's going to become a natural feeling that we're going to be working at 2 p.m. Second, holding ourselves accountable. We're more likely to follow through on our tasks and responsibilities when there's a plan to stick to. If we have free time, we generally don't have a plan. And if we don't have a plan, it's hard to hold ourselves accountable. Third, for better time management, planning a time in advance means that we're able to choose the best time in the day to put our head down and focus. That means we're generally going to be less distracted and we can just get on with our work. Finally, setting clear expectations. We're able to mentally prepare for the task ahead, removing any doubts or indecisiveness. We're essentially making the plan easy, something easy that we can follow and stick to. We don't have to, rack our brains just to try and get ourselves going. Everything's laid out for us. Okay, so now that you know what the number one method is to beat procrastination, I just want to say, none of this means anything unless you take action right now. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to create a daily schedule and outline all of your commitments in that day. So you can create a different one for each day if you want, or you can have the same one for each day. Then you're going to choose a 1 hour slot during that day to dedicate towards your study or work session, whatever's most important that you need to get done. The top tip is to print out this sheet, stick the schedule up on the wall so that you can clearly see it when you walk into the room or you sat down at your desk. And this will constantly remind you that, okay, 2 p.m., this is when I need to sit down and do my work. So for all the reasons that we discussed before, once you have that daily schedule and you optimize what your day looks like, it'll become more natural to pick up that work and get it done. Using the daily schedule is quite simple, it's effective, and it addresses many of the reasons why we procrastinate in the first place. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, click that subscribe button below, and I'll see you next time.